All right, Trayvon. So we're here in New York City, coming off of Boston. How's the body feeling after the past week?
It's different, my body getting back used to running rounds. That was a lot of the reason why we came to the track meet and wanted to put forth the best foot forward in the race, because we knew we were gonna have great competition. We wanted to shock the body and get back into that mode of like, hey, you gotta be ready for these type of guys. You gotta be ready for these type of moments. I ain't gonna lie, it was a little different. When I went into the final, I was like, man, my body, it's crazy how quick you can lose like that. That feeling of saying, okay, I got to amp my body back up for another round and another round to go. So it was a learning situation. Be able to walk away with pretty much running the same time, prelim to finals. I can deal with it right now, but of course I want to run faster. That's why I train for it. And my coaches, they keep telling me like, look, be patient. We know what you want to do, but just trust everything. So that's pretty much how I'm looking at it now. Just going through these races and just figuring out everything.
Nice. I mean, you opened up a couple weeks before then, right? Just with one race, but you've been keeping consistent with the 6.6s. I mean, does that kind of give you confidence, even though it's not like the fast times yet?
Man, it's always a compare and contrast kind of thing. You compare old races and old times of what you was able to do when you ran those type of times, right? So it's hard not to look back at like the younger Trayvon when I was first getting into college. I couldn't break 6.65 to save my life, and then I went on to run 9.90s and faster year in and year out. So a lot of that play in my mind to try to keep me motivated and not get down on myself, because obviously, like I said, I want to run fast. People know that I can run fast, so I want to be in a position to get back to that stature, right? Because time is going to go quick. It's going to be summertime before you know it. So mentally, it's like I want to be able to put my best foot forward when it's time. So it's a lot of mental game right now, and that's how it is when you're coming back from injury. So you just got to find that space where you're like, okay, I just got to trust it.
And was there any hesitation as you were kind of going through the past year, where you were injured in 2023, came back, had the injury again last year, or another injury? Was there hesitation as you kind of got ready during the fall season into the winter?
So the thing for me is, I wouldn't say I was hesitant on what things were going to be like. I knew what I needed, and I would tell any athlete this: get a physio. Like I don't think people understand how essential that is. Even with me telling that to my coach, my agent, the brand New Balance, like I'm like, look, to be at a high level, you need a body worker. And I say if there's any regret that I have in this sport is not taking that aspect serious. Even though anybody who know me, I take good care of my body. I'm talking about I eat right. I'm the first person in the training room, probably the last person out, like that mantra. But having somebody to work those muscles day in and day out, to the average person, that might be like excessive. Like, oh man, you don't need to get worked on every day. But to do these things, obviously, at a high level, yeah. If you look at a lot of the athletes in the sport that's doing their thing, from the Sids, the Noahs, all the way down to Bolt and all those guys, and the Allisons and all them other sport, they all had body workers to be able to perform at a high level. Because I think at this level, we all work hard. I don't think it's no pro athlete who don't go to practice and do the 350s, 450s, repeat 200s. I think we all generally do the same thing. We all got 1080s and all that stuff. But the aspect of it is, everybody don't have a body worker. You look at the top people, you see them rolling with a whole team, and every sprinter don't have that. And people don't look at it as something serious, but it really is. Because if we go to practice every day, right, if I do repeat 200s at 25 pace with 2 minutes rest, and then the next day I'm doing blocks, and then the next day I'm doing general strength, your body like, shoot, I need some time. Like, I need some recovery. And that's when the body work come into play to loosen up those muscles, make sure stuff is faster, not getting sticky and things of that nature. So for me, I really learned that that's what I needed. Everybody's saying, what's Trayvon's ceiling? Like, if he could just stay injury-free. Well, I can tell you right now, I do everything I need to possible. The only thing I probably missed out of my whole career is just having somebody to work on my body. And I definitely think I'm seeing a big impact with having somebody now work on my body daily, and I'm able to get through training with no hiccups. So I'm looking forward to what the rest of my career look like now that I'm taking this aspect serious.
So was it just last year that you got someone to really work on your body, like just in 2024?
So in my last group, we always had a PT, and I think everybody can agree 2022 was my best year, probably in my whole career, based off of staying consistent. I don't think I had one injury reported in 2022, but we had people in our group working on us day in and day out, and I'm able to compare and contrast. Well, in 2022, I I had no injuries. In 2021, I have no injuries, and we had a PT day in and day out. And other years when it was sporadic of like having a PT for 2 months and then not having a PT for like 3 months, and I'm getting injured or other athletes getting injured, you're like, okay, I think this is really the benefactor of, okay, what's going to keep you healthy and ready to compete. So going after 2024, I'm like, okay, this is something essential that Trayvon needs. And like everybody's saying that, okay, if he could just stay healthy, he could just stay healthy. Well, now I got to take the precaution and take the steps to making sure that, happens, that I stay healthy and be able to compete.
Gotcha. And so in the past year, you've transitioned, moved back to Texas, right? To move back to Baylor. How did you come to that decision? And then how have you balanced, all right, I got to get my body right, but I'm also making this move back to Texas?
Man, it was tough, honestly, and I haven't really spoke too much on it. People never really asked me too much on it. And I will say this, like, man, leaving Tumbleweed, it was tough because, Rayna's a great coach, man. Forget all the stuff that's in the media. Like, dude is a scientist, man, So I never take that for granted. It was just my time there just came to expiration. I needed to be somewhere a little different, something that was more recognizable, for me, spiritually and mentally. Just to have that focus on a lot of the things that I probably was missing. So being back with Coach Ford, like I said, anybody knows he's like a father figure to me. And man, it's been great. Getting back in the distance, like I want to start running more 200s more. I think I've lacked on that side for my whole career, and I felt like I wasn't able to show the world what I could do from that side. Because anybody who know me from a college perspective, like I didn't really take it serious, and I still ran fast. Like it's no reason I shouldn't have been a 19 runner. So getting back into the swing of things with that, like everybody know Baylor is a 400-meter school. So now I ain't gonna lie, I'm dying at practice, but it's been a grind because I think that's what I was missing too, being stronger from my top end perspective. So it's been a whirlwind, but moving back, man, they like family, so it wasn't hard to move back,
Nice. So no, you're not dipping into 400s in practice or nothing like that, though?
No, we definitely doing that. So you're going to see some 4x4s come outdoor.
Word?
Yeah, we was thinking about doing one indoors, but because how short the indoor track season is, it's like, okay, we're going to try to go to A&M, or we're going to try to do this just to get one out the way. So we're going to leave it for outdoors. But outdoors, you probably won't see me run 100 like early on at all. Like I'll probably get at least about 4 or 5 200s in, maybe a couple 4x4s, because I really want to show my diversity on like what I can do. I feel like when I was younger, I was putting the bubble so much and just being straight 100, straight 60, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm talented. My ceiling is high. I just got to get into that mold. So that's pretty much my focus with that.
Nice. All right, so to just close out, for this weekend in New York City, do you have any specific goals? Are you looking time goals? Or are you just looking about how your body's feeling? And then even like long term, I know you wanted to potentially go to USA's, go to World Indoors, but what are the goals on those two fronts?
Man, so same thing like last week. I want to, in the final at Boston, I didn't execute that way I wanted to. Even from the reaction time, I think I almost had a 2.0 reaction. I think I was like 1.9 something. I was like, okay, that's not good. My coach was saying that my body stature coming out of the blocks, I think like on my fourth step, I kind of had a misstep. So, and that came from him saying I was way too high in my angles, in my set position. So going into this race, trying to figure out where I need to be. Like I said, it's all about figuring out the model again. I think I was too antsy in the final. Like when they said set, I shot straight up, and I was like, okay. And I think that kind of threw me off because mentally I was like, oh, I want this so bad instead of focusing on each phase of the race. So like I said, right now it's a learning curve. Millrose, obviously I want to win. That's the goal ultimately. But as far as my race itself, like I want to execute a good race and be happy with it, and be able to go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, what we need to do to make sure come USA Indoors, we can make this team. Right now the good thing is it's not really a lot amount of head turning times right now. So that's a good thing. Last time I made the world team, I was coming into USA's kind of shaky, it's I'm wondering if this is that same thing, even though I don't want to be in that position. I want to be able to come in with, that fire and people know that I can make this team. So really it's just working through the motions, figuring out what I need to do to execute at a high level. And I would love to see a 6'5" on that board. I think that'll make me happy going into the USA. So just taking it one step at a time with it, hoping the best.
There you go. All right, appreciate you, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.